Alrighty. Looks like we're live. Fantastic. Just get everything sorted here. Says the connection's great. You can probably see somewhere around here there's a watermark. Thank you, droidcam.app, for your free version, which is letting me stream today. And I'll just put up with the watermark until my camera arrives. I've changed my studio around. So I used to be facing that way. And so you'll have this light behind me, but that light's coming in on my do some sort of Wednesday dance. My light's coming in on the painting so much better, and I've got side light because I had a window this way. Well, I still do have a window that way, but I've opened up the light. So yeah, I'm just trying something new. Unfortunately, I've got cables hanging off this phone, and I've just got to be a little careful how I do my painting today. But that's okay. What am I going to show you today? I'm going to show you this big thing. Let's try and get that in shot. So normally when I'm painting with pan pastels, let's try and get that in. I'll use a small applicator, and then when I'm trying to cover a larger piece or get straight lines, I'll switch to this wedge shape, and that's quite good for getting lines in. But as I was tidying up my studio in order to sort of set this up, I came across one of the other micro sponges that I think they were called Soft Tools. That's the name of it. They were invented by the pan pastel folks, especially for painting with these pans. And so you just gently pick up the paint, and what this gave me was a beautiful line. And this one's been sitting in the sun for a while, so like most sponges, eventually they start to harden up, and the edge can get a little rough. But I'll definitely be using more of those, and maybe I'll do a standalone video on techniques using the applicators at some stage. But for now, I just want to touch up this bit of I've been working on this shadow that comes through on the dress, and I just need to, I might just change my glasses. Let's put my working glasses on. I'm not as stylish as my... I got these from, and I'm not promoting them or anything, but I think it was I Buy Direct. Yeah, there it is, I Buy Direct. And the frames were something like $9 US. They've been fantastic. And anyone who's has to go through prescription glasses knows what a pain it is to get those things. They're really expensive. If you go to an optometrist, I believe there's just a few companies in the world, Luxottica, and maybe there's another one, who sort of control the lens market or frame market, and they're can be quite pricey looking after your eyes. I don't know if you can see that. It's let me just check the view. Oh yeah, it's fading out. So I'm just trying to fade this out a bit up to the, it was just a bit too extreme. Just a bit too extreme. And I'm streaming a little bit early today because I need to take my wife across to another city for she's sort of got a 3-monthly checkup, so we need to go fight our way through the traffic. Normally we leave a bit early. The weather's supposed to cave in this afternoon, so we're leaving a bit early in case that's a problem as well. Whoever invented getting old has got a lot to answer for. Because this is pastel matte, pastels just hang beautifully on the paper. Sort of I just need to knock that back a bit. Not too much. So this series of from the studio I called Pastels in Motion, and I did that because I wanted quite an energetic painting, and to show that using the that line. Using the pan pastels, you can make lovely marks that are very energetic. And I've done this sort of broken line thing, this thing. Get some greens in there. And the broken lines just suggest a bit of movement. Just pull it ever so gently. And hopefully it's starting to look like the floor is showing through in her dress as well. That would be nice if it was doing that. So I've darkened up around here. I could go a little, I need to come a little darker down here. And we've got our lovely yellows and this fantastic iron oxide, red iron oxide tint, beautiful colour, and that's coming down in there as well. I think I just need a few blues and maybe some violet in there. It's always a bit of a trick with violet. Such a strong colour. Let's play it safe with some turquoise. I don't want it to go super dark on me. I just when I'm watching the reference photo and trying to just gauge. Let's try a little bit of violet. It's nice if I can get it next to a yellow. Sometimes you've got the blues, or I've got the blues in, and I'm like, they're not quite there yet. Do I want to bring that red in a bit more? I might just grab a whole bit of red. That's it. There's always one moment where you go, just knock that back. I just blobbed it a bit. That's okay. It's a dark spot anyway, and it needed a bit of something. Oh no, it's actually turned out okay. Ha! That's all right then. So the pan pastel is just scattering on the surface, so you get this sort of broken from this long edge. Get quite a nice little broken bit of colour. that just drags across, and I'm only wanting little bits of colour, not tons. Let's just have a think about. So that's got the darkness I want. I probably just want a little bit more light in there. And what are we going to use for that? I wonder. Something warm. Maybe just try a bit of this orange. This orange tint. Just stand here looking at the colours, trying to impress them on my mind. What they are. Something just a bit more yellow. I mean, that's nice. What's this yellow here I've got? Hansa yellow tint. What do you look like? Quite green. That might be alright. Yeah, it's super green. So I've used this Hansa yellow, this one here, in the floorboards, and it's and the tint of it. So the what they call the pure colour is this one, which would be a mid-tone, and then this is a shade. There you go. Oh, that's quite different, but I've pulled some of that. I know it looks a bit grubby. I've just been using other colours blending with it, but it doesn't matter when you put it on the paper. And that's its tint. Is that showing okay? So by getting the tint of this into the dress, then I've got some colour uniformity, even though it's, you know, some shades or tints different. And I only want these little tiny strokes, which this applicator, I mean, this whole channel is about my art journey, and hopefully, you know, there's a bit of enjoyment in listening to me ramble on, hopefully. But it's to see how someone who is not being instructed by anyone, is just learning as they go and going, huh, look at that. And ideally that's what I'm hoping people who watch this show end up doing for themselves, going, yeah, I bet I could do that. I could do it better. It's always good when someone can do it better. There'll always be someone better. Willing to take more risks. Painting is kind of taking a risk. mean, certainly streaming yourself painting, doing it live, man, that's a bit of a risk. You just never know what disaster you might do. I want a bit more blue in that. Does that go up to the top? Return inside out. That's a splodge, David. Let's fix the splodge. Something like that. So there's a bit I want to fix up on this painting, and that is zoom out my. Okay, so I just want to tidy this section up around here and try and get it a bit more of a curve. And we want a gentle colour. So I might use that Hansa again with a bit of, what's this one called? Bright yellow green. Let's get a bit more. So. Get that sort of idea of your dress, and that's now just a little big to use. We'll get maybe this minty green, which is phthalo green tint. Do I want that one, or do I want the chromium? That's permanent green. Yeah, let's have some chromium. Oops, what happened there? Lost my picture. Right. Oh. Let me just grab my keyboard. Excuse me. How am I going to do this? Oh dear. Can we get that keyboard? No, we have to go do this. The cancel. How do I get... I must hit something on my... There we go. Fantastic. That was terrifying. I lost everything on my screen. You probably saw a big chunk of my back, unfortunately, taking up the screen. Where was I? I was grabbing this chromium, which I've put down, and now I'm not sure where I've put it. Where is it? Chromium. It's such an odd little colour. This is chromium oxide tint. So what I need to do find I've lost my, thank you, let's get my reference photo up. See if we can just knock this back a bit. Which angle is it going on? So I'd been slapping in some lovely yellows. I just want to knock them back a bit. Let's get that bigger one. And some turquoise. Where's that go? Turquoise will cool it down. Some of that. I just want broken colour without it looking contrived. Getting it to look contrived is, I'm pretty good at doing that. Maybe let's use blend it in, and then I'm going to add some of that colour back in. So there's only a small, a smidgen we used to call it, of colour, just enough to cut across. Yep. It's a bit more what I was after. I can say that while I'm live. You don't know whether I'm telling the truth or not, but it is actually what I was after. So it's sort of it's a dapple off her dress as the light comes through, and it's picking up different colours and lightening the floor. So I think I've just got to think about her face. I'm pretty happy with her hand. That's a bit clunky there on her arm. I wonder if I can fix that. It's just Donna. Hello, Donna. I have to change my glasses if I'm going to read the chat as well, because my glasses, these ones, are only good up to sort of a metre, and you're a bit more than a metre away. But It's lovely to have you here. I'm nearly finished this painting, which that's exciting in itself. Just float the tiniest bit of colour on that arm, and it's her face that I wasn't sure about. So I've got two monitors, one here that I'm looking at the moment. Well, I'm actually looking at my paper towel, but this monitor here, and the colour's slightly different from my desktop one, which I use for looking at the pictures. I set them up as a wallpaper on my PC, so during the week I can think about the picture and learn a little more. Let's just pull out some. These are the Pit Pastel pencils. My word, that was a tongue twister for me this time of the morning. I just want a little more. In the reference photo, she's got this beautiful eyelash coming out here, and I'm reluctant to put it in because I don't know that it needs it. Okay, just the slightest bit of colour there. And her ear. Just darken that up a wee bit. I've been pretty happy with this painting, I gotta say, without doing any trumpet blowing. I think she's come out quite nicely and has got the movement that I was trying to capture. In her dress, so I think her dress has got some energy, and I've tried to spread that across the floor, and this shadow has turned out quite nice, so it's darker here and then just sort of fading off. Yeah, so as an impressionist, in the style of an impressionist, it's not so bad. We'll give it a couple of marks out of 10. I just fix her dress a little bit. It's quite. So this is a General's charcoal pastel, which is the whitest white I've got. And is kind of lethal, to be honest, because it's so white. You can get a bit carried away, or at least I can. And sort of got to go over it with a yellow, just knock it back a bit. So a little bit of light under her arm. So I bring out the pastel pencils towards the end of a picture, to just tweak. The painting's been done in pan pastel. Even her hair. There is some pastel pencil in her hair, but it was mostly done with pan pastel. And I think that dress is kind of there. Oh, thank you, Donna. I'm going to change my glasses now so I can read your comment. It's a nice thing to say. Yeah, I'm quite happy with the colours. See what they look like on the preview window. If I could just turn this light off for a sec and see if that gives you what they look a bit more natural. Oops, did it like that? Yeah, so it's a bit more darker. Turn that light back on. It doesn't really make that much difference. But we've got this warmth coming in here. We've got still the reds. I'm very happy with some of her bone structure. That might be a little wonky on her arm. Let's have a look at that picture again. So I'll bring up the reference photo so you can let's just transition that. So that's what, I mean, there is a small reference photo, but this is what I've been trying to do. And so let's just transition back to, I think that's the essence of her is captured. Quite happy with the transition into the light down there. And it was a lovely picture to actually paint. Unfortunately, you know, my camera died while I was doing this series. A little bit broke on it, so you didn't get to see the whole thing done, but that's okay. I'm missing one. What am I missing? I think that's the chromium, is it? And that's green extra dark. What's that one? Oh, that's chromium. Somehow I'm mixing up my paints, which is annoying me. Permanent green. What are you? You're chromium. Right. So my son kindly 3D printed these trays for me, which I hold my pan pastels in. He did do lids for them, but I've ended up using the lids for holding more pan pastels because they're such a lovely medium to work with. I think I could probably sign that and be happy with that. So I'm going to sign this, and then I'm going to I'll frame it, and it's going into the exhibition in December. We put our signature somewhere down here. I have just a little monogram as my sort of TJK with the year. You can barely see it, and that's fine by me. It's all about the painting, and yeah, I'm going to call that one done. I'll probably leave it on the I'll just do a little bit. What will happen is, although I've signed it, what normally happens is I will go and do minor adjustments, just little bits of, or I'll ask my wife and I'll go, what do you think? Whew, that's always a dangerous thing, because she'll tell me, well, that arm doesn't look right, David. But she has said she likes the floor, so that's nice, isn't it? She likes the floor. Fantastic. All right, for those who joined and watched on the stream, thank you so much. Thank you, Donna, for your comments. And I'll sign off here because I need to start setting up for my next painting. And I'm not quite sure what I'm going to be doing for that yet, so I have to go to look through my reference folder and see if there's something that leaps out. But for now, that's good, that's done. All right, until next time. Where is the off button? That's always the trick. There it is. Thanks again.